Hi
Hi.
everyone, I'm Rosie and I am joined by Catfish to Meet and my co-host is April. Hello,
Hi, everybody.
how is everyone today?
Doing great.
I'm
I'm
good.
loving the flag as well.
Yeah, is that okay? I'm just representing for the U.S. here.
And as you can see, I'm representing England with my nice plain background. So obviously, most people that are joining the Hangout will probably know who you are and will have watched Catfish. But for anyone that is watching that hasn't seen the show or doesn't know who you are, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, first of all, my name is Neve, like Steve, but with an N. Uh, People often call me Nev, which is understandable, but just to be clear, it's Neve. Um, I make a show called Catfish. It's on MTV all over the world. And basically, it's about me trying to help people who have met and fallen in love with each other over the internet finally meet in real life for the first time. And of course, mixed in, there's always the possibility that one of them hasn't been telling the truth about themselves to the other. So there's always a bit of a mystery and discovery, and we never really know how it's going to go. But it's pretty interesting and sometimes wonderful, but always entertaining. And that's Catfish.
So you obviously, it was inspired by something that it similarly happened to you, is it?
Yeah, that's right. So when I was 24, I got into a relationship on the internet with a young woman, and I met her whole family and friends, and I spoke to them for about 9 months, and ended up flirting with and sort of falling in love with this young lady, and finally decided it was time to travel from New York all the way to Michigan, where she lived, to meet her. And when I got there, I discovered that the person I was talking to was not at all who I thought they were, and
Yeah.
it had in fact been this elaborate creation of this woman, and she had made all these profiles, and we made this documentary about it with my brother and our friend Henry, and we called it Catfish. And subsequently, people started emailing me and saying, I have a story like that, and can you help me? And so we made the show.
It's quite, it's not a good thing, but I suppose it's nice that you turned like a bad experience into something positive and a career, really. I suppose it's as it mapped out your career. Because I read up you was in dance. You went to dance school. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I grew up sort of a wild, rambunctious, hyperactive troublemaker. I didn't really have a plan. I did a lot of dancing as a kid in middle school and high school, and then even a little bit of dancing in college. And then I started making short films and producing like wedding videos. And that was going pretty well for a little
Okay.
while, but I didn't have a plan. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure where my life was going. And then this experience happened to me, and I was so fortunate that I was able to turn that situation, like you said, into something good for me. And then the film came out, and people responded to it in a really positive way, and it generated this amazing energy. And now here I am. I've got a TV show. We're in our fourth season. I wrote a book about my life and online relationships and digital dating. And I go to colleges and universities, and I speak to students about it. And so, yeah, it totally changed my life for the good.
And April, I know you've got some questions.
So, keeping on the subject of Catfish, it's coming to the UK soon, I think, as far as I know. Are you excited about bringing it to the UK, and is it going to be the same sort of structure?
Okay, so yeah, the version of the show that we make here in the States obviously already airs in the UK, and we've been trying for a while now to start up a specific UK production where people from the UK could write in and have someone help them meet the way we do on our show. And I was even hoping to be involved and maybe come kind of co-host a couple episodes. And we've been trying to get that going, and I would love to do that, but it's been tough because it's hard to find stories, And I think partly also because in the UK, obviously, people are generally a lot closer together, so it's harder to come up with excuses maybe why you can't meet. Whereas in America, people can be so far away from each other. So we haven't figured it out. We haven't just figured out exactly how to do it yet, but we're still working on it, and I hope it works out.
Okay.
Have you ever been to the UK?
Oh yeah, many times. I mean, I was there for the premiere of the show back in 2012, and I was there just last year for my Rocawear campaign, and I've been there for holiday a couple times. Yeah, I mean, I've been to London mostly, but I love it there.
London's very different too. England's a small place, but there's places that are very different. You know, from city life to the countryside. You know.
Yeah, I would love to really come and do a proper tour of all of the UK.
Yeah.
Like
well, hopefully you'll be able to when you go.
Yeah.
April, did you want to ask any more questions?
So you touched upon Rocawear. Just a question on that. Did you have much influence over the style of the clothes, or were you just a model and a front for the campaign?
Well, I'm not just a model. I'm more than just a hip face, April. Come on. No, they sent me the sort of catalog, the upcoming catalog.
Yeah.
And I looked through it. I liked most of it. It's all pretty amazing stuff. I didn't have any. There was nothing in it that I didn't like, so I told them I was totally down to wear any and all of it, and was just excited to be a part of the campaign. And so when I came over to do the shoot, you know, they had everything out, and we just kind of mixed and matched and found things that looked good on me and fit me and felt more like my style than others. And yeah, I was really surprised actually, because I hadn't previously really considered Rocawear a brand that I might wear, but
yeah.
It's all pretty awesome stuff. In fact, I'm wearing my favorite joggers right now. These are like, you can't really tell, but these are my, like, I live in these pants. These are the Rocawear sweatpants that I never take them off.
Being as you're wearing them already, can you show us your favourite model pose that you've done?
My favorite model pose? I mean, I think the pictures from the campaign are really cool. I think my favorite one was probably, if you look at the campaign photos, there's one picture with like a streak of light over my face. It's not so much a model pose, but it was. I was really proud of it because I used the flash on my iPhone, and we did like a long exposure, and I actually wrote that R in the air, and then I held really still and smiled. I thought that was pretty cool.
So, do you prefer being in front of the camera or behind then?
I used to always be behind the camera and taking photos and directing videos and producing, but lately I've really come to love being in front of it, and I'm very comfortable, and I think it's great because it forces me to be more self-aware and sort of be the best version of myself I can. So yeah. I enjoy it.
Just we've got some Twitter questions. Someone's come in and said, what was your biggest misconception with women growing up?
That's a good question. Wow, that is a good question. My greatest misconception of women growing up. Well, I think growing up a guy, and particularly maybe in America, there's a very sort of exaggerated version of what it means to be in love with a woman, to sort of romance and seduce, and we see it in movies and in books, this sort of grand gesture of big romantic things and having a woman sort of wait for you, and as a man assuming that like you can sort of get away with whatever you want, but so long as you come back and do some beautiful gesture. She'll kind of forgive you, and but that's not really. I mean, maybe that is true for some people, but what I've learned now, and I'm still learning very actively, is that you know, the real women that I want to be in a relationship with, that I find to be of value and worth, don't respond well to shitty behavior. You know, I mean, you know, the nice guy doesn't always finish last in the real world. So I'm learning to just be more of a human being with women and to just be more honest. And I don't know, I guess seeing that they respond to that way more positively than I would have otherwise thought.
Yeah, okay. There's another Twitter question. Will you be starring in any videos with Z and Beyonce?
God, I really would love that.
You could dance.
I can dance. Actually, we should start a hashtag right now to get Nev.
Yeah, let's start a trend and make it happen.
Hashtag Nevonce.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I've got a question as well. This is going back to the Catfish show. I always wondered this. Obviously, when you find people to take part in the show, how do you persuade the person that's pretending to be someone else to kind of admit what they've done on TV? Because I mean, it's quite a brave thing to do as well. But I just don't understand why someone would want to do that. You know?
Well, I think most of us can agree that when we're keeping a secret or when we're not telling someone the truth, it weighs very heavily on us, and oftentimes you feel bad about it, and you think about it a lot, and you want to come clean, you want to tell the truth, you just don't know how to do it, so it sort of eats you up. So what I think we do on the show is we give people an opportunity to comfortably and safely tell the truth, finally come clean, and do it in a way that hopefully will end in some kind of positive way. So
yeah.
I think that's why people feel that they can do it on our show.
Okay, yeah, I suppose it's, in a way, it's kind of healing for them. In a way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I have had my fair share of mistakes and mishaps and bad decisions, so I'm no stranger to knowing the feeling of screwing up, and I think that's why people trust me to sort of help them come clean, because I'm not going to judge them. I'm not going to, you know, scold them. I'm just going to try and help them recognize what they did and how they can change and do something better next time.
Yeah. I'm still here.
Oh, that motion sensor, huh?
Yeah, it actually is as well. So typical of live. There we go. I don't even know.
That's great. You know, I have a funny story about that. You know, in some bathrooms they use those motion sensor lights.
Yeah. We're back on. It's good. That's just live. That's what happens live.
So I was in a bathroom once, and I sat down to use the toilet, and I'm, you know, a few minutes later I'm on the toilet, and all of a sudden it goes dark, and I had to, you know, figure out how to finish things up in the dark. It was a pretty interesting exercise. I'm
glad that didn't happen when I was on the toilet. Luckily, it just happened when I was in the office. But there you go. We've got one more Twitter question as well. It says, if you could go on a date with any 3 people in the world, who would it be? That's quite a hard question.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Any 3 people in the world.
Oh, April's back.
So, I don't want to get in any trouble here and piss anybody off. But the question is, who would I go on a date with? Any 3 people. Okay. I think it would be really fun, just for laughs, to go on a date with Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Just so I could be on her list of guys that she's dated, and maybe she'd write a song.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it would be fun to go on a date with James Franco. That would probably stir up some controversy, which would be good.
Yeah.
And who else? Oh, I know. But this is like a weird version. My first crush in like grade school, I asked her out and she said no. But if I could go back and get that date, I think who knows what could have happened. I think that's magic. I gave her a pair of earrings and I thought I had, you know, a guaranteed date and she still said no. So
her loss, hey.
I guess so, right.
Have you got any more questions, April? Because I know you disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technical. So you've had a hit film, a hit TV show. You mentioned a book, and now a modelling career. What's next for Neve?
Wow. What's next for Neve? Well, I'm still making Catfish, so that's right now. I've got another show I'm really excited about making with MTV, which, you know, fingers crossed, I'll find out really soon if it's going to go ahead. But I think it will, and it's going to be pretty amazing. I've been working on a feature film that my brother and our friend Henry and our other friend Josh have been writing. So hopefully that something cool could happen there, because it's really a great, fun action adventure. I don't think I'd be in it, but I'd be sort of a producer, which would be great. And then I've been doing a lot of work with this awesome new media company called Attention. You can go to the website attn.com, and it's all about helping young people find out information about the important issues that affect us, like education and jobs and student debt, you know, and other things like marriage equality and civil rights. So I'm writing more articles about important things that matter to me and hopefully matter to other people. So I'm excited to get more involved with that. Can I ask you guys a question?
Yep.
Sure.
So I recently watched the series Black Mirror.
Okay.
Have you guys seen that? It's a UK show. If you haven't seen Black Mirror, I highly recommend it. It's pretty amazing.
Is that what was your question going to be anyway, just in case anybody was...
Oh, no, I just wanted to hear what some UK people had to say about that show.
Right. Yeah, well, we was a bit useless there then. That's why we asked the questions.
Yes. I have been told to watch it many times, but I have not yet seen it, so I will...
Yeah, well, it's good. There's only 6 episodes to watch. 6.
Oh, okay.
So.
What's that, 1 hour episodes?
Yeah.
I'll make sure that I'm up to date with that then, so there's no awkwardness if somebody else asks me.
Rosie, who makes that awesome tiger shirt?
I don't know, actually. I haven't got a clue. I just bought this from some random shop in London.
It's pretty epic.
Look, I don't know if you see the eyes.
Yeah, I see them.
It's like I'm looking that way. I'm a Leo. My friend said you can't wear that because you're a Leo, so you should have lions and not tigers. But there you go. Like to be a rebel, so. I think we've got one more question for you.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So in case people who are hanging out with us want to know, Catfish season 4 comes back on. I think March 2nd or 2nd March, as you say over there, on MTV. And this is going to be a really exciting season because for the first 5 episodes of the season, I have a different co-host for each episode. So there's some pretty amazing people on the show who I think everyone's going to be really excited to meet and hear from. So look out for that. And then, of course, Max comes back and we get back to normal. But so far it's been pretty crazy, and I know everyone's going to love it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time. And, yeah, I can't wait for us to have the show here, a UK-based. I really think...
Yeah, let's get 2 hashtags. Beyonce for the Nev Beyonce music video collaboration,
Yeah.
And then let's do another hashtag for like.
Catfish UK.
Right, Catfish UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get on this. Let's do this. Perfect. Well, thank you for your time. And thanks, April, as well, our co-host, although we lost you halfway through. It's all good. Yeah, and thank you, everyone, for watching. And, yeah, make sure you all get on the hashtags, because we need to get this and make this happen.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, cool. Thanks, everyone.